Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It's just perfect, and today we are going to find out my Ancestry DNA test results. Um, I'm a bit nervous to share my results because I've seen them, I've read them, I've discussed them with my parents and my family. I've had jokes told on me from my husband. If you know my husband, there's nothing new. But I was surprised by the results. Before I start, if you don't know what DNA ancestry testing is, it basically, you receive a kit once you purchase it in the mail. You spit into this tube. Once you put your saliva into the tube and close it, shake it up, mail it off in about 2 months, because that's how long it took me to get mine. You'll get your results, and they'll tell you your ancestry breakdown based on region, country, and all of that good stuff. When I first did the results, I was talking to my parents, siblings, and my husband, and I was like, I think I'm gonna end up being like 75% African with some European mixed in there, and maybe some Native American, because of course I heard some stories that we had some Native American in our blood. And I really didn't think it was gonna be what it was. My results were interesting, to say the least. I ended up doing the Ancestry DNA testing because I wanted to give a gift to my parents and siblings and my children, just the gift of knowledge, to know what makes us who we are, or where we come from, to get a better sense of that. So I said this would be a great way, a good cheap way, instead of individually going out and buying gifts, because I purchased it around the holiday season. I believe it was right after Black Friday, or on Black Friday I purchased it because they were having a sale. And I didn't get it that early. Like I said earlier, I got it 2 months after I sent in the test information. But yeah, let's get to these results. Okay, I'm gonna read it off of my computer. Actually, I'm reading it off of my computer, so you know I'm not making it up. So the first ethnicity that pops up is 38% Nigeria. I told these people I was black. I've been telling them my whole life I'm black, and I'm one proud black woman. 38% Nigeria, which is really cool, because I don't know much about Nigeria, but I do follow different women who are from Nigeria on social media, be it makeup, fashion. That's mostly the ones that I follow. And I love when they do their weddings, like their wedding makeup, attire for men and women. They go all out. It's like a fashion show to me, and I just love that about their culture. And I've noticed that about their culture, not just with weddings, but anything. They really know how to put different patterns and fabrics together in a way that I just love so much. So I felt pretty good about the 38% Nigeria. The next one is Ivory Coast, Ghana, 16%, which I was like, okay, that's good. We getting there, we building it up. And then it starts to get kind of weird. The next major ethnicity is Scandinavia, 13%. And I was like, okay, that's kind of large, 13%. That's, if I'm not mistaken, it's European, so it's white, if I'm not mistaken, because they give you a description of what each one is. So that's 13%. I said, okay, that's okay. I didn't say anything. I took it. All right. The next portion, it broke after that I didn't have a large percentage. That 13% was my the last kind of large percentage they could clump together in one ethnicity. After that, I'm all over the place in the 5%, 3, 2, and 1%. Like I don't even think I have any 5% left, really. It was 2% after that, and I was in basically all of them. I'm like, oh, somebody was moving around. The next group that was on my DNA results is African Southeastern Bantu, 2%, Native American, 1%. It sounds like I'm calling out someone's name at graduation. Asia South, 2%, Europe South, 1%, European Jewish, 1%. That one was interesting. I was like, okay, 1%. Then we have Great Britain, 2%, Mali, 2%, Iberian Peninsula, 2%, Africa Southeastern Bantu. I already read that one already. And the last ones were, oh, this is the one. Ireland, Scotland, Wales, 5%. Cameroon, Congo, 5%. African South Central hunter-gatherers, 2%. Caucasia, I think that's how you pronounce that, 2%. Europe West, 2%. Senegal, 2%. Benin, Togo, 2%. Great Britain, Togo, I already told y'all those. So really after the main three, which is Nigeria, 38%. What was the next one? Ivory Coast, 16%. And Scandinavia, 13%. It starts bouncing off of a lot of different ethnicities, not major percentages, but nonetheless, they make up the it makes up the remaining of who I am. Let me see, I'm about to pull up my calculator because I didn't so the three main categories make up 67% of my DNA, and the remaining portion makes up 33%, which is a pretty large number, a pretty large percentage to be just all over the place. How did I feel? I think it's a great tool to use, especially for people. I'm just gonna say it, if you're African American, I really think you should do this, because if you don't know, with the slave trade that took place many years ago, I think that it's a great way for African Americans to learn about their origins, or if you're the product of immigrants and you don't know your history, I think that is a great way to learn about your history and where your ancestry makeup is. I also believe for individuals who are adopted, I think it's a wonderful source for that as well. I've heard some great stories on YouTube about that. I also have a story. When you get your results, they tell you a list of some distant cousins that you're related to and their profile information as well. And I end up meeting, I hope she doesn't mind me telling her name, but her name is Claire. I ended up meeting Claire, and Claire is a distant cousin of mine I believe on my father's side. And Claire is from Australia, and she's what we would call white, because in Australia they really don't have races. They really don't acknowledge that. I still don't know how that works. I had a project one time, and I just know that they don't really acknowledge races or have race. Anyway, but in doing it, I met Claire, and I've been talking to her periodically, and it's really interesting to meet someone that you're related to. When I researched it, we're related some kind of way through a great grandmother or grandfather, and I have to figure out which one. We still haven't figured that out, but it's really interesting and pretty neat. So if I were you, I would definitely go and check it out, because this can be a great storytelling piece eventually. And maybe you won't be as shocked as I was, because I was like, oh gosh, okay. But thank you for tuning in to my results, and let me know when you post some of your own. I'll talk to you guys next video. Bye.